right. Is TNA up for sale due to the Carter family wanting out of the wrestling business? Question mark. From Cage Side Seats on October 27th, 2003.
There was an article that talked about Paul Heyman having an opportunity to buy TNA at some point.
Like in the past or like in the future?
In the past, actually, it was offered. Something happened. I actually read it on Reddit. If you've never been on Reddit, that website will eat your mind, dude.
It's addicting, I heard.
It's so good. Super good. But yeah, I read that he had an offer and that he wanted to do it, but he wanted basically complete creative control.
Yeah.
And Dixie Carter was like, no. So instead they gave it to Bischoff and Hogan, dude.
Bischoff, WCW.
Dude.
Circa 95.
Wacky stuff, dude. I don't know. I don't even know anymore, dude. So crazy.
It's just like, I don't know, it's the dog chasing its tail at this point. It's Ollie chasing his tail on the living room floor. It's TNA. I think that's the best analogy.
I still love their product. I just don't. I don't know.
It's I really love the product. It's like a really oh man, this is like a really romantic scene right now, and you're the moon shining, and the star hits your significant other just right, but then there's a tire fire in the background, and you just can't look past that.
Some bum in the dumpster just
there's some bum in the dumpster
crap.
Covering crap, his ass crack showing, and just you could just focus on the wrestling and just the good wrestlers they have, but you can't because there's a freaking tire fire over there. There's bums having sex over there or something. under the boardwalk bridge.
Oh my gosh, terrible. Well, everybody, welcome to the Bros Before Elbows podcast. You got your hosts here, Anthony
and Tommy Masano, brothers.
We're winging it tonight with rumors, recaps, banter, and more.
And the question of the day, too. Just wing it. Just freestyle, spitball, Wednesday night, the day before Halloween. So it's just I got the little techno music in the background. It's just going to be just a little freestyle. It's going to go off the rails. This is our 4th episode. I think we should just kick back our feet and just...
Shoot style.
Shoot style, yeah. It's going to be a total shoot. Yeah. Nothing scripted from now on. At least this episode. This could be the... episode we bury in the desert. Say some really radical,
or it could be
stuff.
The best episode ever.
It could be, yeah. It could be legendary.
Never know. What's the question of the hour?
Question of the hour. It's not even the day because we're not even thinking about the rest of the day because tomorrow's Halloween. It's October 30th, 2013. Spooky, yeah. Maybe this episode will be haunted or something. Could be. Okay, question of the day. You're invited to a Halloween party tomorrow, and everyone there is a non-wrestling fan, so they have no idea what WWF is, WWE, WCW. If you told them ECW, they would look at you funny. They'd ask you if you had an STD or something. But the question of the day is, what is the best and what is the worst wrestling costume you can have on at a non-wrestling fan party? So think about that. Let that matriculate in your brain, and then we'll answer that back at the end of the show. So what is the best and worst wrestling costume you can have? Show up to a party where there's nothing but non-wrestling fans. So think about that for a second.
That's a really good question.
It ties into the season of season. It's the fall, so it ties into the whole season. So
speaking of Halloween, real quick, what are your plans and little man's plans and little little Tommy, my 4-year-old son Tommy's gonna be Captain America. So he's gonna be running around hitting people with a shield, and then little Dominic, he's gonna be 2 in December, so he doesn't care what he wants to be. We try to make him Agent Coulson from Marvel's Agent of the Shield, and get him a little suit and tie, but that went to hell. So we're just gonna make him Wreck-It Ralph because he loves that Wreck-It Ralph movie and he's seen it a million times. So he's got the spiky hair, he's got the little overalls, and we got him a little medal and stuff we made for him. So it's cool, man. They just want to go trick or treating a couple houses and then come home and munch on some candy. What are you guys doing? What are you and Liz, your fiance, doing tomorrow night? So our buddies that we first started playing music with, just a little backstory, Mark and Luna, awesome band from Portland. They have a huge house out in Tigard, and they just have a huge backyard, and their neighbors are super cool. So we just throw really rowdy parties, and they're throwing a rowdy party. So,
are you still gonna be aces and eights for your Halloween getup?
Fell apart, dude. It was
Sons of Anarchy.
I was gonna be Sons of Anarchy, and then I couldn't find a black vest, and I just kept looking everywhere at Goodwill, and I'm not gonna spend $150 on a real cut because I'm not a real biker, and I'd get my ass kicked. So I'm not even gonna attempt to even attempt it. So for the last couple of parties, I went as a bank robber, which basically was just like GTA style. So I just put on a nice suit, some driving gloves, mask that I found in my closet, and put a duffel bag around my back. And it was pretty makeshift, really crappy and last minute and terrible. But
everyone will be drunk tomorrow night, so who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I used to sneak some candy in that duffel bag, dude.
Dude, I actually had a really comfy blanket, but I have a spacesuit, so I've got my astronaut suit that I'm just gonna wear tomorrow.
Oh, there you go, astronaut. Oh, there you go.
At least that's better than just like, oh, I kind of look nice, and I'll just put this mask on and tell people I rob banks.
Good point. Good point. So, Raw this week. What's the deal? What's going on? Did you catch anything on YouTube? Did you catch it on DVR? What's the deal?
I caught part of it, at least this week's episode on DVR, and then I passed out. But I watched last week's episode, and then we missed the podcast for an amazing opportunity to record at Jackpot Studios, so that wound up, I was there instead of here. But this week, I know John Cena. I saw John Cena's promo, and I'm confused. Is he Thugonomics again?
Yeah, dude. He's kind of a little attitude, dude. He's a little sarcasm, a little snipey there, like a young Cena.
Snipey. Yeah, he's definitely got that inflection in his voice, where he's kind of got that attitude. And he's got that, oh, I'm a thug, and I'm like, I don't really know if I'm buying into this, man.
Because you're in your 30s now, and you're like still wear the Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah,
shirts.
But to tell you the truth, man, it really the whole time. Because I saw the match with him and Damian Sandow. Love the fact
that was an amazing match.
Yes, that was awesome, and that is a great match to put Damian Sandow in, despite the fact him not being able to win. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, though, it really makes sense to not have everybody who has the Money in the Bank to be a guaranteed shoe-in. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious what they're going to do with him, but I thought the match was excellent, but it freaked me out, dude. I was like, this guy's elbow. First, I'm thinking this, and I really, hats off to John Cena, dude. You're gone for months, and then you get back to work, and then the boss tells you, by the way, man, we're like working you like mega overtime. Like not only are we going to put the belt on you, which fine, whatever. It was on a previous podcast where I knew it was going to happen, and whatever. Mm-hmm. Trying to bring prestige to the big gold belt. Whatever.
But it does, man. It does. Just a quick interjection is like John Cena having the big gold belt, having the world title, kind of like it does bring prestige to it, just by default, because like he's the biggest star in the company, man, and like he gets the most like cheers or jeers depending on what city he's in at that particular time. So it does kind of make the belt a lot more important than if say Alberto Del Rio or Dolph Ziggler are holding on to it. So it kind of does by like default. It's kind of weird.
What I like about it is somebody's got to beat him. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. That's what I like about.
Eventually has to happen. Yeah. So and every time you go over Cena, every time someone beats Cena, it's like such a big deal. Like when Dolph Ziggler beat him at TLC with help from AJ Lee, like that was a big deal. When Daniel Bryan beat him at SummerSlam, that's a big deal. Whenever CM Punk beat him a couple times. I mean, that's always a big deal because Cena, because he never loses, dude. Like he has those matches with Alberto Rio coming off an injury. He wins. He gets beat down by Sandow, and he comes back and wins. So it's like when he does lose, it is a big deal. So just that tracking that big gold belt, it's gonna be kind of a big deal whenever he does get in a feud and he gets close to losing again. It's kind of raise that belt up.
It's very true, and it freaked me out the whole match because I was like, dude, your elbow's busted, dude. Like, how are you taking these hits? And like. It definitely showed that he's back, and it definitely showed that he can fight. But, dude, how do you – I don't know. After coming off an injury like that, dude, like how can you take chair shots like that, or how can you fall down like that? Like, I don't know, dude. It blows my mind the amount of torture these guys go through. But at the same time, it's like, dang, dude.
Yeah, seriously. one wrong move, dude, and he's like out, could be out for another month, dude. I mean, he's having back-to-back matches. Had that great match with Alberto Del Rio on the pay-per-view the very next night, the very opening segment of Raw. He's back wrestling, dude.
Yeah, and he's gonna be on SmackDown, and he's gonna be on Raw. So it's like, man, like just like I said, dude. All right, now you're back to work. Like, we're gonna work you double.
Dude, workhorse, man. He's like coming in for overtime, dude. I don't know. He's coming in on the holidays and on the weekends, dude. He's just
Hats off,
he's
dude.
like. He's that asshole at work who like works really hard at his job, and he's like in the cubicle next to you. Like, damn, that guy comes in even when he's sick, and he drinks his orange juice, and he sits there and just types on his computer and gets his stuff done, dude. So that's John Cena. He's that guy at work who just is always outworking everybody, and everyone in the office resents him a little bit.
What a
secretly.
maniac! What a maniac, dude.
But do you think quick question? Do you think Sandow should have won? Because I heard, I mean, I think the internet kind of like exploded. At least I saw like on Twitter on the CageSideSeats.com comments that everyone was really mad that Damian Sandow didn't win. But I'm in the camp. I'll be on the opposite end. I'll be devil's advocate. I don't think he should have won because he hasn't really done anything to prove himself since he won the Money in the Bank briefcase. He had that brief feud of Cody. He went over Cody, which is cool. But ever since then, he's kind of been in the shadows. He hasn't really done anything to.
They haven't really put him in position to do a whole lot.
Yeah. So I wasn't that disappointed. I was really happy that it was such a good match and that he showed that aggressive side of Damian Sandow, which was good. But I wasn't too disappointed that he lost.
No, to me it was once I saw that Cena had the belt or the title. Once I saw that Cena had the title, it was like, to have him lose that quick, why would they dupe him?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are they really trying to get Sandow over? And if they are, what are they going to do with him?
Mm-hmm.
So
but yeah, like what does he do next? Who the hell is he going to feud with if he's the? I mean, I guess he could feud with Cena again, but that'd just be weird. Because Cena just had the belt, he'd have a 1-day reign, which would be kind of weird for the biggest dude in your company.
That'd be a slap in the face.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can see why some people are kind of mad, but again, it's like it was a good setup for him because he takes the belt away from his best friend, screws over his best friend, and he winds up not being able to win the match.
Yeah, how does he come back from this, dude? Like, because he's supposed to be the higher intellectual savior of the masses, dude. And like, I just want to see his first promo coming back from Raw. Like, what is he gonna say? How is he gonna spin this?
Yeah,
I was gonna spin that loss, dude.
That was a cool briefcase too, dude. That was like a leather briefcase. That was legit.
That was classy, dude. They should sell that at www.shop.com.
That'd be rad, dude. I'd buy that briefcase.
It was legit, dude. You coming into work with that briefcase, dude. No one would mess with you.
It's very true. Money in the bank, huh?
Pretty much.
So what happened at the rest of Raw? I know. Didn't Kane come back and like give his mask to?
Yeah, dude. That
Stephanie.
Was so
what was
weird.
that about?
He came out and beat the Miz because on Hell in a Cell pay-per-view he came and interrupted the Miz in the Wyatts match, and he chokeslammed the Wyatts and chokeslammed. And then he chokeslammed Miz for some reason, just because he's Miz, he's just standing there, so let's give him a chokeslam. So they had a rematch on Raw, Kane versus Miz, and it was a decent match. Kane won. He caught Miz like up in the air. He's going for like a double axe handle or something, and then he caught him, chokeslammed him. And it was just a short match, but then he gets on the mic and he calls out Stephanie McMahon, and Steffi Mac comes out and she's just like, "Hey, I'm not coming down in the ring. I'm staying up on the top of the entrance ramp. What's going on?" And Kane was like spouted off on her that she's been on a power trip over the last couple of months, and she's like abusing her authority and affecting people's lives. And you think Kane's like talking about the Big Show and Daniel Bryan and stuff like that. So he says, like, the exact quote is from CageSideSeats.com, their Raw live blog. He says that in this day and age, what's best for business, this is what's best for business, and thus the monster's hers. So he walks up the ramp and takes off his mask, but you don't see his face, you just see the back of his head, and you see the mask. The Kane mask is like a red plastic mask, and like there's a wig in back of it. I didn't know there was a wig back there. Huh. That kind of freaked me out. That's like seeing Santa Claus eating cookies down on Christmas. It's like, what the
He's
hell?
really bald?
He's really bald, yeah. He's really bald. He's got like a little mohawk and just like brown hair. So he just walks in, and it was just like a shocking moment. It's like Stephanie McMahon holds it up like the Predator. Like, you know, a Predator like kills someone, gets an alien. She just holds up the mask, and she gives like a good like McMahon smile, and you're just like, whoa, what the hell just happened right there? So I don't know, because I thought Kane was going to come back and feud with the Wyatts, and that would have made sense. But
isn't there speculation that that Bray Wyatt's working with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon? Like, isn't there talk of like that they're kind of like hired guns, almost like the Shield in a sense?
Yeah, that happened this week too, because they attacked Daniel Bryan. He was having a backstage interview. He was about to have a backstage interview with Renee Young, and she asked her first question. Then Harper and Rowan, they attack him in the back, and they start beating him down and clotheslining him and throwing him against like the backstage stuff. And then Bray comes out of nowhere, and he gives them the Sister Abigail finisher against like a steel fence. And then like
Whoa.
Dana Bryan's on the floor, and he just like pushes like a cart full of I don't know, look like cameras or like TV monitors or something like that. A big, like heavy, maybe like a speaker or something. He rolls it up against it and jams Brian's head and against between the cage and the fencing and the big speaker box or whatever. And it was like, whoa. So Brian went to the hospital for the rest of Raw, and Bray Wyatt, yeah, it's kind of just shocking. It just came out of nowhere because and you're just like, whoa, what the hell? And he kept saying the devil made him do it. That's what he was like, kept repeating because he attacked Punk later in Raw too.
Really?
Yeah, it was after Punk and Ryback had a good little match. It was I think it was a street fight because you voted on the WWE app, street fight, no DQ or tables, and they picked a street fight. I think that was a good choice because they brought tables in anyway. And Punk won by flying elbow drop through the table, and then after the match, he's celebrating in the ring, and then like the lights go out. And you see Bray Wyatt on the Titantron when they do the little entrance. And then Harper and Rowan jump Punk in the middle of the ring. And then they're holding Punk, and Bray Wyatt comes up to it, gets face-to-face with Punk. He says, "Nice to meet you." And then Punk headbutts him. And then it was badass. He headbutts him, and then he gets away for a little bit, but then they start beating him down. And then, yeah, so and Brian and Bray Wyatt said the devil made him do it again. So he hits his Sister Abigail on CM Punk in the middle of the ring, and that says the devil made him do it. And then they go off screen again. So it's like, whoa, what the hell is going on, dude? It's just a really it was pretty good Raw overall.
Dang. So this is like a mega push for Bray, dude.
Right? Yeah, dude. We talked about him in our last episode. And now he's living the gimmick, and he's back up on a nice feuding of CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, it looks like. So it's like,
dude, that's awesome.
So like Team ROH old school versus the Wyatts could be coming up. So yeah, what do you think about that?
That's awesome. That's really freaking awesome. I mean, even if he's not working for the McMahons, like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, that guy can feud with anybody. Like, really, he can. You know,
that's what makes him. Yeah, it's the beauty of it, right?
You could do anything with that character. I'm curious what they're gonna do with Brian now that, like, you know, he got punked, dude. Here's the other thing that comes to my mind too. It's like this whole like, who's the face of the WWE? Who's the face? Dude, the fans decide that. That's one thing that I hope somebody like brings to light with Triple H. It's like, doesn't matter, dude. You could put the title on whoever you want. It's the universe that tells the WWE who the face is. It's the fans. It's not some COO or CFO or whoever. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't matter. And I think that's going to be an angle that might come about. I hope it does. I hope somebody calls him out and is just like, no, man, you don't get to name who everybody likes. Mm-hmm. We do, you know?
Yeah, I think that's a good point, man, because if you go by cheers and crowd reaction, then Daniel Bryan is like far and away the most popular face right now. I think even more popular. I think he's even past Punk a little bit.
I think so.
As far as crowd reaction goes, it's because that yes chant, man. It's just so, I don't know. It's like a little drug the WWE universe is on, dude. This is like, you can't help yourself but just want to like participate in it. And Brian's got lightning in a bottle with that. And
if you think about it too, Punk lost his title at Royal Rumble.
True.
You know, and that was almost a year ago.
Yeah, it's coming up in January already. Time flies.
Time really does fly, man. So it's like, all right, yeah, Punk had his run. He was awesome. He still is. You know, and then we had the role reversal with, you know, Punk versus Heyman. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, what do you do with Punk? But beyond that, yeah, Daniel Bryan, like, it's kind of cool. Like, you had like this whole, like, to me, I kind of saw Punk and Bryan almost in the same light for a while. Mm-hmm. You know, and now all of a sudden it's like, okay, it's now Bryan's time to shine, and Punk is just doing his own thing. So it's kind of cool. Like, I'm hoping that the two do come together and form like a pretty cool tag team. That'd be
Dude,
rad.
that'd be cool. The Yes in the world, best in
The best in the Yes.
the best in the best in the Yes. I like it, dude. The best in the Yes.
Dude.
Yeah, dude, that'd be sweet, man. Imagine some of the matches they could do with the Wyatts and like CM Punk and Daniel Bryan tag teaming together, dude. Talk about like bringing prestige back to the tag division, dude. I'd like to see, even though I don't think they would, just put the belts on Bryan and Punk, the tag team belts on Bryan and Punk, dude.
That would be rad.
That'd be sweet, man. There's so many angles they can go with this. Though I am disappointed that it looks like Big Show and Randy Orton are going to be feuding next, as the way the Raw closed out.
Isn't he banned for life? Supposedly.
I saw that. He was banned from the arena at Hell in the Cell, and he didn't show up. Then I guess I forgot to re-ban him for Raw because he shows up and interrupts Randy Orton's victory celebration. And yeah, man. So the crowd's really behind Big Show, man. But I don't.
Are they gonna put the belt on Big Show?
I just can't see that, man. I don't know. It seems a little shoehorned, man. Like it always seemed like. It seemed like the feud was originally between Orton and Bryan because Orton cashed in his Money in the Bank on Bryan, so they had an obvious feud to go with. And Triple H was behind Orton, so but I don't even remember how they shoehorned Big Show in there, and now it's going to Big Show and Orton. I mean,
well, because Big Show was the hired muscle.
Okay,
he was doing all the dirty work. Remember, so like he was the one that was like, "All right, you got to punch this dude, you got to knock this guy out." And he's like, "I don't want to do it.
Oh,
I don't want to do it." He's such a terrible crier, dude.
I cried so much, dude.
Oh my god,
that was so awkward.
But it makes sense, you know. I always keep reading stuff about, Big Show would feud with Triple H.
I think that could be. I think that's better than him and Orton. But I guess Orton has to feud with someone now. I mean, if he's not feuding with Bryan, they've done that for 3 straight pay-per-views: Night of Champions, Battleground, and Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Been Orton and Bryan, so I guess they probably are going in a new direction. So next is Survivor Series. I think it's November 24th. So that's a long time. They got like 4 weeks to build towards that. So yeah, I can see Orton versus Big Show being next, and then maybe Big Show versus Triple H at the Royal Rumble or something.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Who do you think's gonna win the Rumble?
I don't know, man.
It's a ways away, but just to kind of like cast the line, you know?
Man, if I have to take bets, because you got to think whoever wins the Rumble is going to be headlining WrestleMania. So I don't think it can be Cena again, because could he win back-to-back Rumbles, dude? Because he won last year in Phoenix, which was kind of, I don't know, I don't know if it was expected. It was kind of expected because you saw The Rock and Cena kind of on like a war path together, eventually coming together. But this year, if Orton's still champion, then maybe
Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan, dude.
Daniel Bryan, dude. Woo!
That would be sweet, dude. Because then you have like a little time off between Orton and Bryan, and that if he wins the Rumble, dude, the crowd would just go nuts wherever that city is in. So I think that would be. If I had to place a bet, yeah, Daniel Bryan or CM Punk. So
R-Truth.
R-Truth. What?
Zack Ryder coming back.
Oh man, Godfather.
The broski boot. Broski boot got the broski boot, dude. What a jabroni.
Oh man, he had his chance, man. I mean, he had a brief chance, but he had the U.S. title for a little bit, and then it's got the rug swept out from under him.
Sucks, man.
I always thought like they could have a place for Zack Ryder because he's just like a goofy face, but I mean, you need goofy faces. You got Santino and like Kofi who are like goofy faces, but
I just don't understand this. The Great Khali gets more airtime than Zack Ryder does. Explain that to me.
He got more time than Dolph Ziggler the last two. He got Great Khali got a match at Hell in the Cell, and he got a match on. We didn't get a match on Raw, but he was in Natalia's corner with the Hornswoggle for Summer Rae versus Natalia on Raw. I don't know, man. It's like, geez, like who did Zack Ryder and Dolph Ziggler piss off? Did they say on Twitter or what? Did they eat the last like donut or something at catering or?
Gosh, I don't know. But you want to know who's drawing heat? A lot of heat. Ryback.
Ryback, Ryback.
The Ryback, I hear, is really peeing in a lot of people's Kool-Aid. You know, with like interviews and just his character outside of like WWE.
Asshole on Twitter. I've noticed that.
Dude, he hates. I shouldn't say he hates. It's a strong word. He really, 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 really dislikes internet fans. He really dislikes that. It's like, but to me, I would tell Ryback this: like, this is the next generation, dude. Honestly, man, like,
or you're gonna be left at the station.
Yeah, man. Sorry, dude. This isn't 1985 anymore, dude. This isn't 1992. This isn't 1995. People have the Twitter machine, which you can find us at Bros Before the number 4 elbows on Twitter. But everybody nowadays can talk whatever they want to talk, say whatever they want to say. Hell, we're doing a podcast. We're not professionals. We're just fans, But look, man, if it's really getting on your nerves, then turn off your Twitter machine.
Yeah, seriously.
Then just focus on your wrestling. Don't have interviews. If you want to be this hard character, don't say anything at all. Be the man with no name. Be the Clint Eastwood if you really want to get your gimmick over and really be hard. But if you're outright telling people like internet fans don't know what they're talking about, they're stupid. They don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You're fat. You're lazy. You don't know. It's like, okay, you know what?
You don't eat enough. What?
Yeah, it's like, come on, dude. Shut up.
Yeah, dude, you're biting the hands that feeds you, man.
Straight
it's
up.
Like, I don't know. It's the Goldberg chance, like finally cracking Ryback. The Goldberg chance, the potential Goldberg feud.
Yeah.
For Ryback. I don't know, man. But he's had a tough go at it, man. The thing. Going back to the Rumble back in January when it was in Phoenix, when he flew out from Portland.
He was number 2. He was the last, or number 2 in the sense of like he was the final guy, one of the final 2 in the ring.
29, yeah. It was. Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah, him and Cena. I think it was.
Cena eliminated him.
Yeah, Cena, Sheamus, Ryback, and I think Jericho were the last 4. But yeah, I mean the thing is, for Ryback, he was a huge face back then, and they kind of like flipped the script on him after WrestleMania and made him a heel. And I think he was doing pretty good as a face because people like loved his theme music, they loved chanting his name, and like the 2 big sellers for like merchandise at Royal Rumble were John Cena shirts and Ryback shirts. Actually, it was surprising to me, and Punk shirts, I think. So I think it was Punk, Ryback, The Rock, and Cena. But Ryback was up there with 3 huge names up there as far as merch goes. So that proves that the WWE behind the scenes had some kind of like faith in him. And then since WrestleMania, he's kind of like he's gone off the cliff with this heel character. And I don't think it's fit him. And he's lost a lot of matches, and he's done a lot of weird feuds. And I don't know. He seems a little lost out there at times. He doesn't know what he's doing with his character as far as
the death of Ryback will be when Zeb Coulter becomes his manager
and he gets team with Jack Swagger.
I would honestly, dude, if it were me, and clearly I have no clout in this, but if it were me, I would say, you know what, let's trade Cesaro for Ryback.
Paul Heyman and Zeb Coulter doing like a fantasy draft.
Yeah, dude. Like, look. You can take Ryback. I'll take. This is me being Paul Heyman. Like if I were Heyman, I would take Cesaro any day, dude. Cesaro is such an underrated, like, not utilized wrestler, dude. I love Antonio Cesaro, dude.
Yeah, dude, he's awesome, man. He's got the look, he's got the power. His moves are amazing, and they actually beat Goldust and Cody Rhodes on Monday Night Raw. It was a non-title match, but it's a pretty good match. Goldust tapped out to Swagger's Patriot Lock or whatever it's called after the guys like ankle worked over a couple times. But it was a good match, so maybe they're going to feud with the Rhodes brothers next. Yeah, it was. I think they work well together. It's just like, I don't know, Jack Swagger, he's just got that face, and he just looks goofy, and I just can't take him too seriously. So it's like him and Cesaro. Cesaro's making the best of it, and Zeb Coulter's an awesome manager. I don't know. I think he's going to need to break off after this feud, maybe.
I think so. Speaking of factions, what's going on with the Shield?
Ooh, yeah, dissension in the Shield. I don't know. Man, they're feuding with Biggie Langston and the Usos, looks like, which is kind of like a step down for them, considering what they used to be. I don't know. They're still wrestling badass matches, but Ambrose cut a promo, like they do the Shield promo where the camera's close up and they're in the background or whatever, and he said like he's the only one left in the Shield holding a belt, and like the other two guys kind of like looked at him funny, and then he went out to his match with Big E Langston, and they helped him out and stuff. Yeah, Big E won by DQ, and then they did like a Usos and Big E versus the Shield three-way match, triple tag team match or whatever, and the Shield won by pinfall. But it was a really good match. But I don't know, maybe they are breaking up. But I don't think. I think like we said in our last podcast, and some other people said, I don't think they're gonna break up before, like the Rumble or something like that. I think they're gonna stick around. But little seeds of dissension.
I think they would break up at the Rumble.
That'd be cool.
It would make sense again if they're like in the ring together, and they're like the final three or something, or I don't know. That's assuming like. Or something's going to happen. Something's going to happen where they're in the Rumble and one of them eliminates the other one, either by accident or on purpose or something, but it's going to be like, oh, man, that's what's going to break. That's what's going to break the straw. Actually, it'd be really cool. This just came to mind. How cool would it be if there was a triple threat at WrestleMania?
Dude, damn it. I was just about to say that, dude. Must be like brotherly, I don't know, telepathy.
Yeah, dude, I just had that synapse like, oh, man, that could be it.
That's why it's this picture. I picture they get pissed off at the Rumble, and then they feud at Elimination Chamber, and they have a three-way match at a triple threat match at WrestleMania, dude. That'd be sick, man. Rollins and Reigns and Ambrose, dude, just bumping like crazy and doing their moves on each other. That'd be awesome, man. That'd be the perfect way to, I think, to end the Shield if they ended it at WrestleMania. I think that's if they're gonna take away my favorite faction in wrestling for a while, then might as well do it at WrestleMania.
That'd be freaking sweet. In fact, I saw a triple threat match between Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and God, what was his name at FCW? It was like Leaki or something like that, or Aki or something. Basically, it was Roman Reigns before he was Roman Reigns.
Oh, was it really?
So it was a three-way match, and Seth Rollins went by Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose went by Dean Ambrose, but Roman Reigns went by this other Hawaiian name or whatnot.
Yeah.
And it was a triple threat, and it was actually really cool. Seth Rollins was this like mosh pit type dude. Like, it was funny, dude. His entrance thing, he just comes out swinging his arms and like doing this thing where he's like punching the ground and just going all like, I don't know, like nutso, dude. It was crazy.
What was Dean Ambrose's like angle or character?
Same. Weird, sly, slimy, don't know what he's doing, like weird character.
What is that guy thinking? Like, what does that guy do behind closed doors?
That's what they kept saying during the match, too. Is they were just like, this guy's so weird. You don't know what he's going to do and what he's thinking. And he's kept that character so well.
Yeah, dude. It really does. I mean, he can go anywhere with that character, which is the beauty of it.
Dang. Crazy stuff, man. So what, the next pay-per-view is
Survivor Series? Yeah, so I don't know what they're going to do with that. Maybe they'll do some of those old traditional like 4-on-4, 5-on-5 elimination matches, or maybe they're just gonna do a normal pay-per-view. But I don't know. It should be good.
Do they still do King of the Ring or no?
No, they did not. They stopped doing that. I don't know why. I totally lost why they stopped doing that. But yeah, they don't. I think they should bring that back, man. Because I don't even know what they do in January for their pay-per-view. Because I know July's Money in the Bank.
Well, end of January was Rumble.
Oh man, I talk about June. Sorry.
Oh, June. That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. King of the Ring was sweet. That was like a tournament. That was like the. That was rad.
The last one was in 2010. So
Dang.
yeah, they did it from the 1993 till looks like 2002, and they took off 4 years, and then Booker T won it, then William Regal won it, and then Sheamus won it in 2010. He was the last one to win it. So yeah, I don't know, dude. I think they should bring back, because that's like a cheap, easy way to give something. I think like the winner of the King of the Ring should like maybe get like a title shot of his choice or something like that. Or
sure.
do something like that. Do something like character on the end of the stick, and that's like easy way to keep something like the mid card like active, like doing something.
Not only
like,
that, but that's
busy.
a lot of bragging rights, dude. When you're like, I won King of the Ring. Like, I didn't just win one match. Like, I won a series of matches.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that. I don't know. That speaks pretty boldly.
Yeah.
Huh. That's weird they don't do that. I don't know. They should bring that back. That'd be really cool.
I think Extreme Rules is the one in June. So I guess that's their hardcore paper. It's like, it's the one after WrestleMania. It's in May or June every year. So, could live without it.
What I would like to see is, going back to Hell in the Cell real quick, why isn't every freaking match in the cell?
Right, dude? Yeah, why isn't like Cena and that's what I think. People say would like make it less special, but dude,
why?
You're already making it less special.
That's the point.
Yeah, it's Hell in the Cell, yeah.
It's like that's where I think TNA gets it right, where it's like, hey, we're gonna have this pay-per-view where everybody fights in the cage. Mm-hmm. Everybody has to fight in the structure. Not just okay, it's like what difference does it make if it's just a Raw and then you have the structure above you and then you lower it for one match? That really pissed me off last year. The Ryback Punk match, where it was all like, yeah, there was good books, you know, it was some good matches, but it kind of ticked me off a little bit because it was like, wait a second, like there's only one match in the structure. That's stupid.
Yeah, I forgot. Let me look. Yeah, they had Big Show versus Sheamus. That's not a pretty bad card, actually. I'm looking at Randy Orton versus Alberto Rio, Rhodes Scholars versus Team Hell No, Kofi Kingston versus The Miz, Antonio Cesaro versus Justin Gabriel. Okay, now I can see why they didn't do a lot of the matches in the Hell, because the match before CM Punk and Ryback was Eve Torres versus Layla and Caitlyn. Can you imagine that in the Hell in the Cell structure?
That would have been cool.
Actually, you know what? It's not that. Could it be any worse? I mean, might as well improve it. That could have been cool.
Man,
that's kind of lame. Having only one Hell in the Cell. At least this year you got two. You had Heyman and Ryback and Punk and Orton and Bryan. But you totally could John Cena versus Alberto Rio in the Cell. Or Biggie Langston and Dean Ambrose could have been cool in the Cell, too.
Yeah, true.
Might as well. You got that thing hanging up there, man. It's just kind of...
Might as well utilize it.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess they're trying to keep it special. Because, yeah. But they already, diluted it by having a Hell in the Cell pay-per-view. So you have to have Hell in the Cell matches at that pay-per-view. But,
man, crazy.
How are we doing on time?
We're at 31 minutes, so... Yeah, maybe if you want, we can take just a quick little break. We'll do a little plug for the Bros Before Elbows podcast. Thanks for listening, by the way. You're listening to the Bros Before Elbows podcast. So we'll just take a quick little break ski, and then we'll come back real quick. Thanks for listening to the Bros Before Elbows podcast. Be sure to check us out on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Just search Bros Before, the number 4, Elbows. We would love to keep the conversation going with wrestling, so send us your thoughts and feedback. Email us at brosbefore, the number 4, elbows, @gmail.com. All right, and we're back.
That was quick.
Yeah, thanks for listening to the show. We're kind of winging it here, going over...
Didn't get a sip of my juice box. I'm gonna mute the mic real quick. Be professional, and take a sip from my juice box. Nothing like silence on the radio. They love that dead air. But it's been a good show so far. I talk about Raw, talk about WB, talk about Halloween plans and such, and Halloween wrestling parties and non-wrestling parties. But now we're back to TNA. The tire fire, the Simpsons tire fire, the tire fire that goes on and on in Simpsons land, like the one the Simpsons show.
So last week I wanted to talk about because BFG just happened, so that's TNA's WrestleMania. So let's hone in on that real quick because definitely there was a lot of shakeup, dude. A lot of shakeup. One, it was a dead crowd, which
Oh man, it was in San Diego, which I don't know, should have been a good wrestling town. They just held it in a really crappy arena, the San Diego Sports Arena. That's like been around since like the 60s or 70s. Been there for a concert, or they have like another concert venue right next to the sports arena. But yeah, it's a really crappy venue. I don't know why they picked that.
dang, dude, but dead crowd. Matches were like, honestly, dude, after the Kurt Angle announcement, I was like, this is really awkward to watch. Like, this is a really awkward pay-per-view now that, because Angle came out. I mean, I can get it. I see it from a couple different perspectives. The first perspective is, okay, man, like, you know, there's a part of the human element that is very, like, taking ownership for, you know, your demons. You know what I mean? Everybody's got them. And so when he was like, look, like, it kind of hit me right now how important this is to the fans and really just how important this is to the company. I'm not well, you know what I mean? Like, and when he said, you know, Sting, you have set the bar, you have set the standard on how prestigious this is. First thing that came to my mind is Sting really hasn't been like a crazy dude. I mean, like, listening to other podcasts and listening to other people talk about Sting as a wrestler and as a person and touring with him and wrestling with him, he has kind of been like this, kind of like a straight edge dude, you know, and he's just been like, yeah, I'm here to wrestle. I'm here to, you know, do the best I can and be the best I can and not get screwed. And like, he really is kind of the model wrestler in a sense, where he's just there for the business, loves the fans, loves what he's doing, but hasn't really done much to himself that's like taken him away from that. So I think it really hit Kurt Angle in a sense where he's like, man, I just went through this really rough patch, and now I'm back, and I took time off, but I just don't feel that I'm at that level where I can say that I'm in a Hall of Fame with a guy
like Sting
on I mean, obviously on a professional level, like, dude, the guy has had incredible matches. Kurt Angle is a cyborg, dude. He's really, really, really good, and he does deserve it. But just looking at a professional level, now you've got to look at it on a personal level too. And I think he really took it to heart, just going like, dude, I'm with a guy that honestly is like, really is a model for people that have run into trouble in this business.
Yeah.
That have really been messed up on whatever. I mean, it's a rigorous schedule, dude. When you're touring constantly, day in, day out, flying in, flying out, driving in cars, you know, always at a hotel, always just, you're away from everything, dude. And you're just getting beat up. So I think Angle really looked at it and was just like, damn, dude, like, I don't know how, I don't think I can do this, man. I'm freaking out. So I saw it from that perspective, and I think that maybe that was his perspective, but
I think that's the best perspective to look at it, man, just to interrupt your rant. But yeah, man, I think that's the best. That's the only perspective I've heard, because it was this kind of like jarring just in the middle of the pay-per-view. It's just like you're watching a movie and you're watching a play, and like the actors step onto the screen and like they come in and say, hey, by the way, this on this day of filming, everyone was like really sick and had the flu or something. It just kind of like it kind of jars you out of the moment, and you're kind of get lost in the TNA pay-per-view, and you're like kind of in the zone thinking about that forward. Then that Angle speech, I don't know, kind of took. I didn't think about it that way, so I think your perspective is the best one so far I've heard. But it was just still kind of jarring. It was just like weird. Like what? Like why is that happening? And you're having a match tonight, dude. It's just kind of like it was weird. I don't know if it was like planned or not planned, or it was just really awkward. And I don't know where they're going with this in the future, but
the reaction from Sting is why I saw it that way and really felt it that way, where he was just like, whoa, wait, what? Like, what are you? So I really think it was a huge compliment to Sting, but at the same time, threw him a major curveball. And it kind of sucks because, like, I don't know, dude, on that pay-per-view, I really felt bad for Sting, dude. I really feel like he got dumped on. His match with Magnus, like, was terrible.
Why was it terrible? I didn't see that match. I didn't catch it. I mean, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page. It says like 11-minute match. Should be like pretty simple formula, like old guy versus new guy. But what kind of went wrong with that?
One, it happened right after the Kurt Angle thing, and two, like, I get that he was trying to put over Magnus, but one, it kind of threw me off that he was wearing like a Sting shirt, right? So Sting is wearing a Sting shirt like he normally would, but he had like the British, like the UK flag painted as the face paint. And I'm like, okay, one, like you're really trying to sell this, that like you're really trying to get Magnus over. So obviously you know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Two, the move set that Magnus was trying to do, like Magnus was doing Sting's moves. And I get it, but the execution was lousy. The crowd reaction was terrible. And just the awkwardness, dude. Just this like haze in the air of like, I still can't believe what Kurt Angle just did. And even the commentary, dude, Taz was just like, and Taz is a terrible announcer anyway.
Yeah. Yes.
But he just made it that much more
awkward,
where it was just like, whoa, like, so the match dynamic was really derailed. It was really derailed. And I think that's why I really think the match was not a good match. I think the storytelling in the match was cool, because I get what they were trying to do, but everything that led up to it, including the commentary during, didn't support it whatsoever. And it was very awkward to watch. Like, Magnus trying to hit the Stinger Splash was horrible execution. Him trying to hit, like, he did the Stinger, the Scorpion Death Drop. That was cool. You know, that's a cool move.
Yeah.
But it just didn't. How
the
didn't
hell
go
do you
over,
mess
dude.
up the Stinger Splash?
That's the freaking easiest move, dude.
Every kid in their basement has hit their brother or friend with that just out of nowhere. Like, you come around the corner, boom, hit someone with a Stinger Splash. You're laying on the couch, they're reading a book calmly, sitting for a test, boom, you hit them with a Stinger Splash.
Eating cereal in the morning, boom, Stinger Splash.
Stinger Splash. Your mom gets pissed because you spilled cereal everywhere. What the hell?
And then she Stinger Splashes everybody. Yeah, dude,
it's
like,
crazy. Come on, even your mom can hit a Stinger Splash, Magnus. What the hell, man?
But
and that kind of sucks, dude, because that should have been like a crowning moment, because Magnus is the second match. Magnus versus Sting was the second match before the main event, so it's kind of like co-main event. And like, they could not even get Magnus just over, man. That should have been his moment, dude. That's one of the young stars in TNA with like Austin Aries and Austin Aries, Magnus, guys you could build on with the future for TNA, and he kind of lost that shining moment on their biggest pay-per-view, dude. Like, damn, they blew that.
And that's why I kind of feel bad for Sting. Like, it was kind of like, all right, man, I'm sorry, dude. The execution just wasn't. It's not that he didn't do a good job. I think Sting is an excellent performer, especially for his age.
Yeah.
But it kind of was taken away from him too. So I feel like, one, he gets dumped on by, Kurt Angle, and then two, he gets dumped on by just this lousy crowd reaction and commentary from TNA and the fans. Not blaming the fans, just they were dead. They just weren't invested in the show. And that's tough.
Sting dumped on, got dumped on in the aftermath too.
Yeah, man. And then all of a sudden, like, freaking Magnus is just like, yeah, whatever, no big deal. And it was like, what? And so now what happens with Main Event Mafia? Like, your own dude freaking kind of, I don't know. It was really, really awkward. Really awkward.
That sucks, man. Do you think Sting's gonna be with TNA like in the new year, come January? You think he's gonna still be with TNA, or
who knows what happens to TNA? I mean, like, he's a heavy hitter. I would love to see him continue on with the company. I'd love to see him in WWE taking the belt from Undertaker, but that pissed off way too many people, dude. Oh, crazy.
Of course that pissed off too many people. Every Undertaker fan hates you now.
Oh, man. But either way. No, I would love to see him in WWE just doing something, but I would love to see him in TNA. I just don't know what the future holds. I really don't. A couple of things. I'll hit on 2 points. One, I would love to see him stay because I would love to see him stay. Two, I would like to see him go because it definitely would leave the doors open for your younger talent, for your Austin Aries, for your Manic, for your Magnus, for your Samoa Joe. And I say Manic because he has such a crazy style about him that I really think would work well with just the storytelling of wrestling. But there's a lot of young talent, and I really feel like Hogan always takes the spotlight away. But he has to, because that's really your only draw at that point. It's just like to get butts in the seats, They've
leaned on that. They've went to that well so many times that they don't know how else to get water at this point.
Yeah.
With TNA,
and it's taken away from like the Austin Aries, dude. It's taken away from the Samoa Joes. It's taken away from the Christopher Daniels and the Kazarians and like the dudes that are really making it happen, the dudes that are really, really, really talented. So not saying that Sting takes a lot away. It's just the fact that like there's going to be focus.
Yeah, it's not his fault. It's just like, dude, that's Sting, dude. That guy's been around since the 80s. He's been WCW in the early 90s. He's part of the biggest angle in wrestling history. It's the NWO versus WCW. He's the main babyface for WCW for so long. And yeah, man, so it's kind of hard. He kind of does suck some of the air out of the room just by default. So if he's off the roster, he's doing something else, then yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so it all depends on what happens TNA backstage, what's gonna happen on camera. But
what I would like to see is this, and this is just again shooting stuff out of the air, kind of moving forward with what TNA is currently in, and also too with where the heavyweight belt is. AJ Styles is defending it in Mexico. I think he's doing some match in Mexico defending the title.
Crazy.
I would love to see. I think, and again, a couple of things that my rant's going to go towards. One, I would love to see him defend it in other promotions like ROH if they allow him to.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
That would be freaking awesome because I think, and I have no idea what the status of OVW is or FCW, whatever their feeder, developmental is.
I think it's OVW, Ohio Valley. Yeah.
Yes. I think it'd be rad to see Austin or AJ Styles defend it in other promotions because then it's like, okay, this guy, if he's going to be the quote unquote face of your company, let him defend it in other parts, in other promotions to show that
like
TNA,
the old days, dude.
Yeah. Like let him take it to other places and let him defend it in other promotions. So that way other people will see like, oh man, like, dude, that's AJ Styles. Like, what the heck? Like, why is he here? You know what I mean? And like beefing with people. And then that could lead into a feeder of, just to throw a name out there, like Kevin Steen, all of a sudden like Steen beefs with him or Adam Cole or anybody, any of those dudes kind of brings that developmental because now you got WWE with their own homegrown organic, stages. So what kind of happens to your other indie promotions? TNA could be that new element. I think there is a marketing spot for them to cross over. And I really think if they're going to focus on young talent, look at other promotions and defend your title in other promotions because that's really just exposure. It's just marketing at that point. If he's going to, Mexico to defend it, rad. Now TNA has exposure with those people, with that promotion there. I don't know the name of it, but and same thing, if he defends it at, I don't know, Ring Ka King or something, or if he defends it at ROH, he can defend it against those wrestlers too, against those people,
Yeah, even if he's like in a tag or something, like in the main event or something, or if he's just like he's just doing something down there. Something now. I mean, it's good exposure to TNA and maybe get some of those people who watch TNA on Thursday nights and watch Impact just to see like if AJ Styles shows back up or what he's doing off the scenes. Like that first video when AJ Styles is wrestling down in Mexico or is wrestling in like if he does appear in ROH or it's over in California with Pro Wrestling Guerrilla or something. That video, if that ever shows up, dude, it's gonna go viral and it's gonna go crazy. I think if it's promoted right by TNA, that viral video of AJ, their champion wrestling in a smaller promotion, I don't know. I think that's good. That's just good, like grassroots marketing for them, and I think that could go hit like wildfire. And I think that all the wrestling fans on the internet, they complain about TNA so much, if rightfully so. I think even they would have to crack a smile and just like mark out for a little bit for that.
I think so. I think it'd be a great opportunity. They're in a weird position. Someone's gonna gobble them up. I would love to see Paul Heyman, but you gotta get Paul Heyman out of WWE, dude.
He's not gonna. He's been so good at WWE since he came back, dude. I just don't see that. Or
that'd be the ultimate slap in the face to Vince McMahon.
Someone said ultimate slap in the face would be Shane McMahon doing something with TNA.
I've read something about that, but he wanted out of the game, and so for him to be in the shadow of his father.
He'd be in the shadow of his father, then he'd be like in the smaller promotion of his smaller promotion to the WWE. It'd just be weird. Yeah,
it wouldn't make sense for WWE to buy him. It just wouldn't make sense.
There's nothing. There's no like value. Like they're not gonna like do like a. They're not gonna sell like I don't know Best for Bound for Glory DVD or something. They're not gonna make enough money back on that for promoting it, and there's not enough like. there's not enough value in the. There's only like 25 people on the roster, and they can, if they bought it, they'd probably just shut it down. Frankly, probably, and just
But
put
to me,
something
that
out.
would piss me off as a fan. I
Mhm.
want to have, variety.
Yeah, it's because it's a
You
different
know?
style, man. It's the TNA. They have a different style than the WWE style of wrestling, so it is kind of cool to see their matches. Like the Bobby Roode versus Kurt Angle match on Bound for Glory. It's a completely different style than anything you'd probably see on WWE.
That was an awesome match, by the way. I do want to say that was so cool, dude, to see those dudes actually like wrestle,
Mm-hmm.
and then Bobby Roode mix it up. Bobby Roode is fan freaking tastic. That guy honestly is an amazing wrestler. And I think he really worked well with Kurt Angle, especially after the announcement where he was like, okay, I gotta step this up, dude. Like I gotta make it so that way, this is gonna be a good match. And I really like the fact that he came at him with legitimate, what do they call it? Catch wrestling.
Yeah.
A lot of that was there, and I was like, yes, that's a different style. I haven't seen that. Like, wow, that's really cool. I want to see more of that. Then they kept doing it, and I was like, yes, and maybe he was doing it to warm up Kurt Angle. I don't know, but either way,
It's crazy that Kurt Angle just came off like rehab and just out of the game, and he just comes out and puts on like a great like 20-minute, 25-minute match with Bobby Roode. Just out of the gate, just comes off the bench fresh.
Yeah.
And that's crazy, man.
And I kind of saw that match too, and I know we totally went off this wild tangent, but I really think it was kind of like I kind of saw that as like a rebirth. Like he knocks himself out, and that's old Kurt Angle, and he gets put on the stretcher, and then he gets off of the stretcher and walks away. Like, to me, that was kind of like a little story to be told of like, okay, I said what I had to say. I need to prove myself, and I think what he's gonna do is be clean, like legitimately be clean. And maybe it takes him 6 months, maybe it takes him a year. I think there's going to be a certain point where, he goes, when I'm ready is when he's totally clean. When he's like, you know what, Sting, like I faced my demons. I can now stand with you and say that not only did I professionally do a lot of crazy stuff in this business, but I also physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever, battled all of these things, and now I can say that I'm with you. And I think what happened was after the match, everyone's like, oh my gosh, what's happening to Kurt Angle? And then like he's on the stretcher, and you think like, man, this guy just lost after his induction or not induction, and then he gets up. I think that was kind of like a moment for his story to be like, you know what, the old Kurt Angle's gone. He's gone by the wayside. I'm this new Kurt Angle now. Now I have more to prove, and now my story begins from here on forward. Just like he said it during his thing, he's like, it's not what I did in the past, it's what I'm going to do. And I kind of saw that as like a kind of like a phoenix, rising. Like, all right, Kurt Angle, like hell yeah, man, like you're really gonna run with this, dude.
Crazy, man. Hope for the best of him, man. Hopefully he gets his head together and everything. Because when he's in the ring, dude, there's like still, even at his advanced age, he still can go like no other. And he's got that Olympic wrestling background and those cool slams, and he's just so athletic. It's just amazing to watch him in the ring. So hopefully everything behind the scenes and at home, everything works out for him.
I'm rooting for him, man. Seriously, like I really saw that as like a new angle for Angle.
There you go. I could put that on a shirt.
New angle for Angle. I'd buy it.
I'd buy it.
Well, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens with TNA. I just keep making what they make, and I'll keep watching it regardless. And I have to say this: we don't really talk about ROH that much, but dude, now that I can DVR it.
Oh, because it's on TV in Portland, right?
It is, dude. It's on at like 2 a.m. Which
so jealous, dude.
The Jack in the Box commercials at like 2 a.m. Awesome, dude. They have Jack as a Muppet.
What?
And he's just hanging out with a bunch of stoners, and like they have this thing called late night munchie meals. And it's just stoner food, dude. It's just like mixed fries, like regular fries and curly fries, and then they have like this bacon cheddar cheeseburger sourdough.
I think they have like something like Jack in the Box, like $5 box or like stoner box. It's not called stoner box, but it's like a box of food.
It's called munchie meal, dude. It's like a
munchie box or something like that. It's like they're completely targeting like potheads up at 2 a.m. watching ROH.
Dude, it's awesome. But oh man, total plug for Jack in the Box.
Let's get that sponsorship, man. Get some free
But ROH, man, those dudes are nuts. They're out of their freaking minds, man. They're out of their minds in the matches. Like, here's the thing that I love about ROH. I honestly have no idea who's going to win the match.
That's good, man. That's like, I mean,
I legitimately go, well, yeah, they got cool storylines. Like, everybody's beefing with everybody, but I just don't know. Like, what is going to happen? And the matches are long, dude. These guys are going for like 15, 20, 30 minutes, man. They only show like the whole show.
It's like an hour, right?
It's like an hour long, and they like pack in only three or two matches, and they're really long and they're really nuts.
That's awesome, man. That's really cool. I wish I used to watch it on the YouTube. I think they still do. They upload like the matches they show on TV. They'll upload like a month later. That was like a month behind as far as storyline wise what they do with their YouTube. So I don't know if there's a contractual thing they have to do that or something. They have to wait a little bit. But yeah, I was into it for a while. I used to watch it like every week, but it kind of fell off in a little bit. And so I think Adam Cole's the champion. Is that?
He is. Yes,
okay.
And he suffered a concussion too. Actually.
Really?
I'm curious what's going to happen with that. He took Elgin bomb from the top rope.
Dude, Michael Elgin, dude. That dude is such a fire hydrant, like little like mini tank, man. That dude's just like, I mean, he's not. I mean, he's like a little pit bull, man. His moves are awesome, dude.
His deadlift, he straight up deadlifts people. Like, he'll be on the second turnbuckle. Dude will be on the outside on the ring apron, and he will just straight up deadlift superplex you into the ring. Like, I've seen Cesaro do it one time,
yeah.
It threw me a loop because I was like, whoa, dude, Michael Elgin just did that like 2 weeks ago, and it was awesome. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, these guys are just doing stupid, ridiculous moves, like stuff that really is like, wow, WWE would never put their wrestlers in jeopardy of a move like that, and I get why they don't, but these dudes are, they're nuts. They're nuts.
Man, I know, dude. Just some of their moves, dude, and like their tag wrestling that they guys do, they're able to pull off, and just like they just go so fast, man. There's like the pacing of the match is just like so. It's just like going like 75 and a 60-mile-per-hour speed limit zone. Sometimes it's so awesome. It's just such a different like take on everything. I don't know. It's just hard to compare that to what WWE and TNA style is. It's weird, but it's cool. It's cool, man. It's really. I wish I could watch more of it.
Oh, nutty. If you become a Ringside member and pay your quarterly dues, you can watch last week's episode.
Let's get sponsored by ROH, man.
Hey, man. I love them, dude. They're crazy. Good stuff going on right now. I don't know all the storylines, but damn, dude. They're wrestlers. Woo! They got some good stuff, man.
Yeah, I think their big feud is Adam Cole. I'm looking at their Wikipedia right now. Adam Cole just turned heel. I think he just won a tournament. I guess the belt was vacated by Jay Briscoe or something. I have no idea why, but I guess there was a tournament.
He got injured, I think. Well, he said some really racist stuff.
He said some really racist, horrible stuff.
Said some pretty terrible things. And then he got injured, and then they vacated the title, and then they had a tournament where, yeah, they basically had a tournament, and that was actually this one long episode. It was an hour-long match. It was Michael Elgin, because he was one of the final two, versus Adam Cole, and the match wound up being that obviously Adam Cole won, but Michael Elgin should have won because he hit an Elgin bomb, and he wound up like hitting the ref, like he like swung Adam Cole around, and Adam Cole like kicked the ref, and the ref went down, hits the Elgin bomb, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my gosh, he didn't get up, and then Adam Cole wound up doing, I think he hit his Panama Key, which is his like kind of fold your arms, and then he does like a German suplex and pins you. I think he hit that on him. I can't remember, but he wound up winning the match, and then he goes all nuts like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I won. Jay Briscoe comes out because Jay Briscoe was the title holder, so he feels like yo, that's my title, man. Like you didn't, I should still be the rightful ROH champion.
Except he said in the Briscoe brothers accent in their lexicon.
Yeah, dude,
yeah,
absolutely.
As formal as you did.
Exactly. Hey, just nice gentleman. I should be.
Excuse me, sir. I challenge you to a duel.
So he winds up coming out, and then he hands over the title, like showing honor, to Adam Cole. Adam Cole takes it, looks at it. Oh my gosh. Winds up super kicking. I think he super kicks. Yeah, he super kicks Michael Elgin in the back of the head, and then he winds up hitting Jay Briscoe with the belt.
Awesome. Heel turn.
So total heel turn, and then he's just like, then he comes out next week and is like, this is why I did it, blah, 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 blah. I'm evil now, hate me, blah. And then I think last week's episode, Jay Briscoe came out with a bag, like a duffel bag, and he winds up like, so the big beef right now is Jay Briscoe, Michael Elgin, and Adam Cole, because Michael Elgin's like, yo, man, like, I should be he's the face, like, I should be the ROH champion because of, like, I pinned him, I beat him, I just didn't, the ref just didn't see it, so that was definitely, like, a cool angle, and then Jay Briscoe's like, no, man, I'm the champ, winds up hitting, I think he hits Elgin and Cole or somebody with this duffel bag, and then he unveils what's in the duffel bag, and it's his own custom ROH belt.
Oh man, what? So, wait, a custom? Whoa, dude, I want to see it.
Dude, it's legit.
Gotta see that on like Twitter or something. I gotta look that up. Maybe we'll post it on our Facebook page if we find a picture of it. We'll post it on our Facebook page.
Dude, it's cool.
Anyway, okay, I think we're up against the clock here, but man, a good ROH talk, good TNA talk. Let's just I'll leave you this thought. What if TNA goes under and ROH gets TNA slot on Spike TV in 2014
out, dude.
2015, or another scenario, TNA, the person who buys TNA also buys ROH, they merge and they go on Spike TV, and now you got ROH TNA on Thursday nights, and then Monday nights you got WWE. Mark out, dude. Come on.
I'd lose it. I would seriously be in fandom heaven, because I would have such excellent, technical, awesome wrestling, real cool wrestling with TNA/ROH, but then I'd also get my drama fix and my 36% wrestling, my skim milk wrestling from, or my 2%, milk wrestling from WWE.
The 2% milk wrestling. All right. Oh man, that's sure this Triple H wants on their bumper sticker.
Oh my gosh, that really pissed him off. But let me answer the final question. Best costume, worst costume. Best costume. As a wrestler.
And remember that you're going to the party and no one knows what the hell wrestling is. So like, if you dress up as Macho Man, they're like, "What the hell? Why are you Macho?" They don't know who Macho Man is.
I think man.
It's a really tough question. It's like the dumbest crowd. I think one of the worst ones could be like Tatanka, because that's like. Really
I was thinking
racist.
The Bushwhackers.
The Bushwhackers. So your sheep herders from Australia. Yeah, that'd be a pretty bad costume. I was thinking the Yeti would also be a bad costume.
The Yeti. That's Tony Schiavo or whatever his weird last name is.
Tony Schiavone.
Schiavone. That's why we say Schiavo, dude. I kill that guy's last name.
Oh, you just murder that guy's last name.
Oh man, Tony Schiavone. Nah, I'm terrible. Dang. No, but the Yeti. The Yeti. Nobody would know who that guy is. They would just think you're the Yeti, so he'd be a poor representation of wrestling. I think, honestly, the best one you could be is Macho Man Randy Savage, just because that guy is like, who is that guy? Like, dude, that's Macho Man. Like,
dude, he's got sunglasses, he's got a big long robe. He's just a badass once he enters the room.
Macho King.
There you go.
Worst? I feel terrible saying this. Rest in peace. Maybe it's too soon. Doink the Clown.
Oh, man. I don't think that's too soon, dude. Doink the Clown. You think that's a bad... Just because it's a clown? Is it kind of creepy?
Just doink, dude.
It's doink.
Doink the Clown.
I think Repo Man would be a bad or the Mountie. Mountie would be kind of lame.
Who was that wrestler that busted... This was like back in WWF days. Busted through the wall... Winds up like his helmet falls off, but it was like a stormtrooper helmet.
Oh, the Shockmaster, I think.
Who is that guy? That's a terrible gimmick.
Shockmaster. Wait, let me... The powers of Wikipedia. Real quick. I don't know. Yeah, that was a horrible gimmick. Dude, they had like a big freaking presentation. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. It was he returned to the WWE and he wrestled Yokozuna actually. The Shockmaster was oh my god, dude.
Who is he?
Shockmaster, dude. Oh my god. It was Tugboat.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Tugboat. And he's still alive. Oh man, I want to curse right now. It was Tugboat slash Typhoon was the Shockmaster, man.
His
Holy
gimmick
crap.
was ruined when he couldn't bust through the wall.
He couldn't break through the wall. Yeah, this is 1993 is called the Shockmaster incident, and it was in WCW actually. Yeah, his new costume system, a Star Wars stormtrooper helmet painted silver and covered with glitter, and a pair of jeans and a long black vest. So jeans, the Star Wars mask, vest, dude. What the? Even in 1993 WCW, that is damn horrible.
That's why it'd be a horrible costume, dude.
And it was Tugboat. What the hell were they thinking? That's the worst.
Why would he sign off on that?
I don't know, man. He must have got fired from WWE for doing some shady stuff, dude. That was, gosh, the WCW was horrible. They had some horrible gimmicks in the early 90s before. The Shockmaster. That's a great one. I think we got to end on the Shockmaster.
Yeah, I was going to say, thank you for listening to the Bros Before Elbows podcast. Check us out on Facebook. Search for us, Bros Before, the number 4, Elbows. And also check us out on Twitter and YouTube. And yeah, email us at brosbefore, the number 4, elbows @gmail.com. Send us your thoughts, send us your feedback, talk shop with us. Our favorite dudes are at cagesideseats.com. We post quite a bit on the forums there too. So, hey, let's keep the conversation going. And thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Have a good Halloween and don't dress up as a Shockmaster. Yeah, be safe and don't run into any Shockmasters.